So you're working on your deep breathing or your 360 breathing, thoracic breathing. It's called a lot of different things. Maybe you're someone who has really struggled with that shallow breathing for a long time, and you're really focusing on trying to mobilize the ribs to get that breath to really come all the way down so that diaphragm can drop, the pelvic floor naturally relaxes. Exhale, that diaphragm comes up, pelvic floor gently rises as well. And we need that proper breathing to get everything functioning as it should, okay? And it's really important for that abdominal control and abdominal strength. So one of the other things that is really helpful to work on that deep breathing is going into a deep squat position. So you can do this without the foam roller. I have a little over 3 months out from hip surgery. I still have issues getting into super deep flexion. So I prop myself up on a foam roller. If you can do it without the foam roller, great. Or yoga block, or a couple of books, whatever you've got available. But I'm going to be demonstrating with the foam roller, but it's not necessary if you can do it without it. All right. So you want your feet fairly close together and your knees in, okay? And you're going to imagine, and sometimes it's helpful if you actually have a ball or a pillow or something to put in front of you, so you can actively kind of scoop up and in here, so we find this active rounding of the spine. And you can place your hands behind your thighs, around your knees, whatever works. And don't jam your chin into your chest, okay? But slight tuck of the chin, and then still think about pushing the back of the head back a little bit so we're not over flexing the neck. And from here, you're just gonna focus on that deep breathing. So the breath likes to go to the path of least resistance. So by cutting off the front, the breath kind of has nowhere to go but the back. All right, so you're gonna focus on taking those deep breaths, doing your best to keep it out of the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. Really actively put that breath into the back. Exhale. Again. And you might even feel or hear some little cracking and stuff as those ribs mobilize. But I recommend trying, 10 breaths in this position, actively pushing into that spine, rounding forward. And if you notice that it's quite hard for you to get to those deep breaths in, that's just your body telling you you're tight. So the only way you're going to improve is if you continue to practice, okay? So that's focusing on the back, that rounding forward, actively scooping up and in, putting energy into that back. And even put your hand behind you on the back ribs as you inhale, so you can hopefully feel some expansion happening there. It just gives you a little extra tactile feedback. Now, we also need to focus on those side ribs. So a great way to do that, and I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see a little bit better here. Make sure I don't roll off. Woo. All right, so you're gonna come into that low squat position. And I'm gonna have you place, we're gonna do both sides, but let's just say put your hand on your right rib. And sit up tall, balancing on your sit bones. So this is where it might be easier to have the foam roller under you, but again, you can do it without the foam roller or a block, whatever you've got. And I want you to take that inhale. Try to get that 360 breathing. Exhale, think about gliding the rib, like push your hand into your rib, like you're trying to push that rib down to meet the hip. Hold, take an inhale. Again, we're trying to create resistance here, so the breath is going into this side. Take a deep inhale. If you want, you can place your hand on that side of the ribs to feel that expansion. Exhale, push down, find more space here, contract more on that right side. Deep inhale, expand. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and keep breathing here. Trying to find that expansion into that lengthened side. And again, make sure you do the other side. And try to come maybe a little deeper with every exhale, a little bit deeper range of motion, more expansion on that side. And then come back up. And try that deep breathing and see if you notice it gets a little easier to get out of the shoulders and neck and into those ribs.